You have the power of choice and change. Where you are today will not be where you are tomorrow, period. Mm-hmm. Your life is always a film strip, not a photograph. Mm-hmm. So whether you're at the top of the mountain right now and everything is going fantastic, or whether you're in the deepest, darkest valley and this is the dark night of the soul, the worst time of your life, what I can promise you is a week from now, a month from now, 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, the future will be different. It will change. And that realization means now you can step back and go, so what small action can I take today to move this in a positive direction? Not to change everything, not to fix everything, but just to take a tiny step today. Because if I take that tiny step today and I take it tomorrow and I take it the next day and I take it the next day, then that film, a year from now will be better. It has to be. Yeah. Because I took those tiny steps to make it a little better. 30 years in education. I actually started my career going into medical research even before I became a teacher. Yeah. And I figured out that medical research was about chasing grant money, and I really didn't want to chase grant money the rest of my life, so I pivoted, and that's when I went into education. Became a school teacher, did that for 16 years, loved it. Always had a very Socratic kind of style of teaching, asking questions, engaging with the students. Did a lot of what I know now is coaching, but at the time I didn't call it coaching because, that's not the label that I put on it, but that's really what I was doing. Yeah. Began developing those kind of coaching skills and how to engage. Honestly, if you want to learn how to connect to people and that don't really want to be there, go teach public school, right? It's like most of the time they're not real thrilled about being in class all day. And you got to learn to engage and entertain, but not in a dog and pony show way. So I began to develop those skills then. Did that for 16 years, kind of going on with the corporate side, and I'll circle back to the personal side in a moment. I eventually left teaching, went into the corporate world, did that for 11 years, worked up into a senior kind of executive position, had leaders reporting to me, had a big team, on planes all the time, flying all over the country, all of the normal stuff that goes along with kind of corporate work. It was still in education. I went from teaching to testing. I went from teaching to writing tests for a living. My students said I joined the dark side, but really didn't. So I was doing all of that work in a testing company and again, really enjoyed it. Part of the reason that I was promoted multiple times and got into a leadership position was, again, I think my leadership style was much more of a coaching leadership style than it was a directive or authoritative leadership style. I started doing leadership before I was in a, quote, leadership position. And then they notice that and they promote you and that kind of thing. All of that was going on, and then eventually I kind of climbed back down the corporate ladder and started the coaching business. Still remember one of our friends came over one day and they kind of looked around and they went, "Y'all are weird. Do you think you could help us be weird?" Meaning him and his wife. And I'm like, "Yeah, why not? We could do that." And we sat down and started coaching and working with them, and out of that, the coaching business was born. And eventually that became Inspired Stewardship, and now what I do full time. My wife's still part of the business, but kind of behind the scenes. And I've been doing it now since 2011. 2017 is when I went full time and worked with over 1,000 clients in 20 countries and 38 states. And this is my calling. This is what I love to do.